Are you thinking about becoming a freelance writer? Have you heard you can make full-time living from this and you want to give it a go yourself? That's interesting because freelance writing is a great choice for stay-at-home moms, aspiring bloggers, um, children, kids, I don't know, anyone who's interested in writing, and basically anyone who just want to get rid of their 9 to 5 jobs. I started freelance writing during the lockdown when I was literally getting bored, wanted to make some money, and since then it has been working good for me. But sadly, not everyone can become a successful freelance writer. A lot of the people hate freelance writing or stop doing freelance writing within the first year. I have just completed my 1 year as a freelance writer, and personally I had a blast. But I can see how others may end up hating it after wanting to become a freelance writer. So the question is, why do new writers lose sight of growing their freelance writing business and end up failing, and worse, hating freelance writing altogether? It's not because they miss deadlines, earn too little, or because they have poor writing skill. So in this video we are going to look at 4 hard truths of freelance writing on why you will eventually fail, and you might also end up hating freelance writing. Point number 1 is, you have to start from square one. I know you just don't get it. You're a journalist. You went to school to study writing and you expect it to get you more clients, you expect it to get you more gigs. But that's just not what happens here. You don't realize that when you began, you had to start from the beginning, just like everyone else did when they started freelance writing. Instead, you expected to get paid hundreds of dollars a post when in fact you need to build up to your reputation to get paid that much. When I first started pitching, I quoted 5 cents per word. I emailed seasoned freelancers about what my rate should be, and you know what all this said? They said, set the price at what you're comfortable with. I was comfortable with 5 cents per word, but I never actually landed any gig at that rate. You know why? Because I had to build my reputation to get even that much pay. Okay, I might be super brilliant in writing, but that is in my head, or maybe for people to understand my potential, I'll have to show them, I'll have to build that reputation. I knew all the guest posting and all those social media engagements on Twitter that I was doing will pay me off, and it did. My first real gig was at 12 cents per word, which is a good deal, honestly. So even though you're an experienced writer, writing for an online audience is totally different. See, the point is, hustling online is totally different from hustling in your local town where people already know you. Pitching is a whole new game because you're literally competing with hundreds of others who are just as good as you, so you'll have to stand out. Point number 2 is, you stop learning new skills. You think you know what it's all about. You passed English in high school, so how hard can it be to write a few blog posts or press release for a startup? You're the grammar queen or king, and you don't need any tool or other person to check your work. Having this arrogant attitude and hating freelance writing because of what you have to do won't get you far in your career. Even though you have a firm grasp of the English language, you may not be aware of the online language, which is totally different, honestly. Businesses look for writer who can persuade, engage, and attract an audience, which probably your English class didn't teach you. That's why it's important to learn these new skills. For example, I'm learning about copywriting, and it has helped me land my first copywriting client, write my sales page for my course, and improve my copy on my professional website. I have also learned about online tools like Trello, Google Hangouts, Skype, GoToMeeting, Grammarly, PayPal, and many more. I'm also learning sales funnel, digital marketing, email marketing in particular, because I know that they are going to help me somewhere down the line. Because what I believe is, learning as you're growing will help you gain success more quicker than if you decided you were above all this. Point number 3 is, unwilling to give it your all. Sure, I understand. You only want to dip your toes into freelance writing. Make sure this is really what you want. Well, if you have been dipping and splashing your way around for 6 months, you are going to fail. Then you're going to hate freelance writing and decide never to try it again. It's okay to dip your toes to see if freelance writing is for you. If you're working full-time hours, you can't dedicate a full day to this. But if you don't give it your absolute all when you're focused and immersed in your freelance writing business, you're going to drown, feeling it's too much and feeling like you're doing this alone. One thing I quickly learned is, I can tell which freelance writer will succeed and which ones won't. It's the can do attitude. See, these freelance writers have some things in common. They have a plan, they set their goals, they stick to it, they set high standards, and they get help. By having a plan, I mean that they know in a year's time where they want to be. By setting a goal, I mean they set smart goals with a definite timeline and measurement. With stick to it, even when times are rough, still hustle, still pitch, and still get out there. With set high standards, instead of pitching once a day, they pitch 3 times a day. Instead of meeting deadlines, they exceed deadlines. When I talked about get help, I meant they know that talking to someone more experienced will help them achieve their goals a lot quicker and keep them focused on their plan. The extra work that you do in the beginning will pay off in the long run. When I had some extra time on me, I didn't pass it. I wrote. Nap time meant billable hours for me because this was literally the only time when I was free. Point number 4 is you quit too early in the game. See, I know the feeling. When things are just not in favor of you, when they are just not happening the way you imagine them to be, you give up. You felt that writing a few guest posts, pitching few companies, starting a Twitter account, and writing engaging content on that will land you gig. Well, I'm really sorry if you were disappointed, but majority of the people get disappointed with that because they don't land a gig because of all these things. To succeed, you gotta do some work, you gotta take some action. You just can't sit there and expect people to come to you. You will have to go out, show yourself, be yourself. You'll have to let yourself out there and be present at every moment possible. You will have to claim your spot, otherwise someone else will do that. This won't happen right off the bat and actually takes time to build your reputation before that ever happens. When you realize this, you won't be deterred when nothing goes your way. You won't give up when you have pitched 20 times and you hear nothing back. You won't throw in the towel when a client cuts your content and now you have to start looking for more writing gigs. No, because you will know that in some months you'll have more work that you can handle, and in some month you'll hit the pavement and you'll have to pitch. That's how this world revolves. Point being, don't ever second guess yourself. If you've thought about it long and hard and made the decision to freelance write, then don't second guess yourself when times get rough. You might feel like an imposter when you're writing, but if it's one thing I have learned, to succeed, you have to fake it till you make it. I was told by a client that he thought I have been a freelance writer for years based off my blog and online presence. It works. So dust yourself off. Make a plan. Keep pitching. Just don't stop. Just don't quit. And please don't hate freelance writing. It's the best thing that can ever happen to anyone if you are good at writing, obviously. That is it for this video. Over to you. Why do you think freelancers fail? The comment box is open for the discussions. You can ask your questions. You can start some conversation. I'll be there